Hello, let's talk about Chapter 1 of Wheelock. I'm using the 6th edition. There are newer editions of the textbook, but the content is the same for the most part. From my experience, the exercises are a little bit different. Anyway, let's jump into this. So, verbs, first and second conjugations. So first conjugation, it's usually feminine. Let's see. First conjugation. Let's also make, let's take a look into second conjugation. Usually the masculine ones, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll take a look. Actually, no, I'm thinking about something else. First conjugation is are and ere. Second conjugation. So I remember there's usually laudare. They usually teach you that infinitive, to praise, or monere, to warn. Present infinitive. Okay. Here they've mentioned verbum, and hopefully you can do your wording of this on your own reading. So they've also mentioned the person. There's a nice way to memorize this, if I remember correctly. Tiny vehicles move people, not luggage. Okay, it's really strange. Your professor or teacher might ask you to do this. So let me just write out the acronym. Let's see, TV, tiny vehicles move people, not luggage. Okay, so this stands for tense. This stands for voice. This stands for mood. This stands for person. This stands for number. And this stands for lexical form, basically the dictionary form. So tense is basically the time. Here, tempus, time. Time of the action, as it has mentioned. And there are 6 tenses. I'll just put time here. Time. There's going to be present, future, imperfect, perfect, or present perfect, future perfect, and pluperfect, which we'll go into, but we can talk about it, I suppose. I think it'll be, it would make more sense when we talk about that in the chapter. Same thing with the other things, but this is just one way to memorize it. Let's see. Tiny vehicles move people, not luggage, if I remember correctly. And then, so here they have laudare, to praise, yes, and monere, to advise or to warn. Now we formed the infinitive. Okay, from the infinitives, the actual infinitive. Okay, so now they've talked about present stems. So the present stem would be the part that removes the RE lauda. So this is present stem. Present stem. This is part of an, I guess you could say this is like the infinitive suffix, but the infinitive is already the most basic form in a way. Well, not exactly the most basic, but it's basically to plus the verb, meaning, let's see, inventory, so Monet. I guess I can write in Monet, what matters. Monet, right? So again, same thing here. Present stem, so infinitive part. Nameless, okay. They're starting to talk about the personal endings here. So this one, laudas, that's going to be second person singular, and monemas, first person plural. And let's look at those paradigms that it's mentioned. And hopefully you guys can read this. So it's like Spanish if you've taken the Spanish classes, but let's just organize it like this. Plural, 1, 2, 3. I guess you could just leave it like this if it matters, but so let's just say laudo, laudas, laudad. So just for example, laudamus, laudatus, laudatus. Oh, this is just an A. And laudant. So one way to practice this would be something like I praise, so that's saying I, this is we praise. You don't have to go in this order. I just like the symmetry, but let's just go down the list here because it has it like that. This is you praise. This is singular. And he, she, it praises. They also have is praising if you want to do that. He, she, it is praising. So let's put that there. It's whatever you want to put or what feels most natural while you're translating. Or he, she, it is praising. And same thing here, we praise. We are praising. You could do that. We are praising. Now there's laudatus. Okay, laudatus, you praise. So this is, if you want to do y'all, you can do that. Or do you all praise. It's just a contraction of you all. And let's see. There's also ye, supposedly, but we don't really say ye anymore. That's archaic. So you all praise. You can ask your professor or teacher if they'll take you all, or you could just say you praise. It's just to show that this is second person plural. And l'audience would be they. They praise. Of course, you can say they are praising if you want to. They do praise. Okay, that's interesting. And that's also a possibility. And then right next to it, they've also sandwiched the second conjugation, moneo, mones, monet, monemas, monetis, monet. But let's highlight this so we can see what we're looking for. Let me write that. Basically, you have these elements here. O, AS, AT, and then there's this amis, autis, and aunt. And then you can apply a similar concept with the second conjugation paradigm. Let's try that real quick. Just to get some practice, however way you want to design your paradigm when you're doing these exercises. So moneo, moneo, mones, monet, monemas, monemas, monetus, monet. Okay. Let's see. I advise, you advise. If you want to, we can also put those English meanings right next to them. I advise. I advise. You advise. He, she advises. Name is okay. We advise. And on your own, try to, of course, see if you can do it without looking at it. And I know I have this open, but it's just to show the source material. If you ever want to just follow along. You want y'all advise if you want to do that. Or you all advise. Or you all are advising if you want to try that. Let's try that. You all are advising. Moment, and then they advise. Same idea here. Okay, so remember that E. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, let's see if the yellow does some justice. No, that doesn't show up. Okay, I will try orange. Okay, let's try white. Okay, that doesn't work. For some reason, it just doesn't work. Strange. Okay, well, I'll just put this in blue. So just keep track of that. Basically that OST mustis NT is how I learned it. OST mustis NT. Let's put this in straight yellow. And remember, this is second conjugation. I guess we can make a review section at the end. Second conjugation E here. Okay, so this is first conjugation, the A. Just remember the O, it's S and T, mustis and T, mustis and T. Okay, there's the imperative as well. So you basically, it's the present stem that we mentioned earlier. So take off the RE, just use the present stem. Lauda, praise, Monet, advice. Let's see. It would be a command towards someone else. Imperative. It's related to the words imperial, like imperial command. So this is in Latin, it will be second person. If you ever study Greek, there is a third person imperative, which is strange. But we will get to that when I make a Greek video on that in a second. Let's see, imperative, okay. Second person singular. Okay, so let's see. Well, you see it there, but you can just write it in. So Lauda and Monet. This is just write 2S. This is meaning second person singular, I guess. Whichever symbols work for you, let me know. Laudate, second person, plural. These are imperatives. Second plural. Second plural. So laudate, y'all praise. What's in the example here? So laudate me, y'all praise me. Or monete me, y'all advise me. Which please do. Okay. Servate me. Okay. Y'all save me. Advise me. Doesn't say, it doesn't put you all, but you can put you advise me. Or something of that sort. Since it's talking to someone directly in front of you, in a way. That's the second person. Or second person is usually associated with you. Do this or something. Like how we had it here. You praise. This is the indicative. So indicative is just describing. If I'm not mistaken. Let's see if they have it here. Indicative would belong under mood. So indicative, which indicates, okay. So earlier when we were talking about those second person verbs, that was just indicating that you are advising, you're simply doing something. It's describing the verb that you're doing in the present moment, since we're doing present tense. The imperative is an order, orders actions. So let's see. And later in this book, they'll talk about the subjunctive, the hypothetical or potential actions. Sort of like you're thinking or wishing for something in the way. Let's see. Here's some vocabulary. I will link a Quizlet practice sheet that you can use, practice cards of some sort. I think typing it into the Quizlet would be very helpful. In terms of the macrons, the lines above the vowels, sometimes that can help you. And there is a way that you can type it into your keyboard. And I may link those in the description below. The instructions for how to type in those macrons. And I may also make a walkthrough tutorial, but usually on Windows. At least that's how I know. You might be able to do on Mac. Okay, so we just have may, pronoun me, myself, quid, pronoun what, quid pro quo. Let's just go through the vocab just to say it out loud. Let's see. Remember and memorizing the vocabularies. Always be sure to say all the Latin words aloud as you learn the meanings. Note bene. Like an English verb, a Latin verb has principal parts, usually 4 versus the 3 in English, which must be memorized in order to conjugate the verb in all its forms. As you will see from the following list, the first principal part is the first person singular present active indicative, and the second principal part is a present active infinitive. The function of the remaining principal parts will be explained in subsequent chapters. But if it matters to you now, I can tell you the first principal part, let's say ammo, for example. Okay, so that's, I've already mentioned that's present indicative. Amare, that's the infinitive. Infinitive, present infinitive. There are different forms of the infinitive. Present active infinitive, yes, that's what it said. Amavi, usually the V in Latin is pronounced with a, I believe it's like a W sound, if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me on that. I believe there's a source out there on YouTube that goes over the Latin pronunciations quite well, but usually professors don't really care much about Latin pronunciation, although maybe some professors or teachers will care. So, of course, confirm with your professor or teacher. Amavi, amatum, and also those accent marks. Usually that just indicates, at least in Greek, a rising pitch. Oh well, but doesn't really, I guess it could just mean that this is where the stress of the word is as well. Okay, so amavi was perfect tense, if I remember correctly. And the matum is going to be passive. I believe that's part of the passive verbs, which we'll look into later in future chapters, just as a preview for what those other verb principal parts are. So they are important, although it may not look like it to you at the moment. So nihil, noun, nothing, nihilism, annihilate, for example. Okay. So non-adverb, not, saipe, often, si, if, conjunction. See, of course, feel free to skip forward to parts that you would like to cover. And let's see, cogito, cogitare, cogitavi, cogitatum, to think, ponder, consider, plan, cogitate. Debeo, debere, debui, debitum, debitum. To owe, ought, must. Debt, debit, due, duty. Do, dare, dedi, datum. To give, offer. Date, data, data. Data. Usually with along a arrow, errare, eravi, eratum. To wonder, err, go astray, make a mistake, be mistaken. Erratic, errant, errant, erratic, errant, erroneous, error, aberration. Laudo, laudare, laudavi, laudatum. To praise, laud, laudable, laudatory. Moneo, monere, moneui, monitum. Sorry. Moneo, monere, monui, monitum. To remind, advise, warn. Words like admonish, admonition, monitor, monument, monster, premonition, monster. Wow. Okay, that's related. Salveo, salvaris. Salveo, salvari. Wait, let me rephrase that again. Salveo, salvere. I guess it definitely has a V sound. I'm gonna have to look into it again. To be well, be in good health. Salve, salvete, salve. So, salve would be the second singular, and salvete would be the second plural. So, salve to one person, salvete to multiple people. Salve to one person, salvete to multiple people. Hopefully it's okay. So servo, servare, servavi, servatum. Okay, servo. I serve, to serve. Okay, so let's see. So to preserve, save, keep, guard, observe, preserve, reserve, reservoir. Interesting, reservoir. Okay, conservo, conservare, conservavi, conservatum, conservo. A stronger form of servo. To preserve, conserve, maintain. Conservative, conservation. Terreo, terrere, terrevi, terrui, terreo, terrere, terrui, territum. To frighten, terrify. Frighten, terrify. Terrible, terrific, terrify. Terror, terrorist, deter. Valeo, valere. Valiturum. Valeo, valere, valui, valiturum. To be strong, have power, be well. Vale and valete. Same idea here. Vale for one person, that's the second singular, and valete to multiple people. And this is a form of goodbye, farewell. Vale, valete. Okay, words like valid and valid. Okay, strong, valid. Invalidate, not strong. That's what it would mean anyway. Prevail, strong, prevail. Prevalent, valedictory, ending, farewell. Videre, vidi, visum, videre, visum. To see, observe, understand. Provide, evident. View, review, revise, revision, television. Okay. Well, it's very obvious to video. Okay. So, voco, vocare, vocavi, vocatum. To call, summon. There's vocation, advocate, vocabulary. Convoke, evoke, invoke, provoke, revoke. Now there's a sententiae, antiquae sententiae. Okay. Usually it's called antiquae sententiae. Sententia antiquae. There. Okay. I just want to check something. So the sententiae. Labor mi vocat. So vocat. So he calls me to work. So let's put that in. Sententiae. Labor mi vocat. So he calls okay, so just put that in order basically and understand the relationship. So for example, this of course is third person singular. So really it doesn't have to be he. It could be he, she, it calls. They usually probably say he, but we'll just put she or it. It calls me to work. Maybe your alarm is calling you to work. Maybe. Or she, if your boss is a she calls me to work. Okay, let's try next sentence. Monet me amabile si erro. Warn me, please, if I err. Yes. I like to use different colors just in case. So Monet me amabile. Si erro. Amabile means please, and they put it right here as an idiom. Let me highlight this. So let's put this another color. So please. So this is warn me. And this is to one person, so second singular because of the Monet. Warn me, please, if I err. Warn me, please, if I wander. You can also say if I wander. I like wander because that makes me think of someone who's driving off the road or something like that. Warn me, please, if I wander. Mon aimé about Seattle while you're driving. Let's see. Okay. Festina lente. Hasten slowly. Hasten but slowly. Hasten slowly. That's interesting. Make haste. Slowly. Be fast slowly. So it's a command to one person. Festina. Make sure I put second singular here. Just remind someone else. Festina, this is, I'm assuming this is also second singular. It's imperative. Make haste slowly is one possible translation, I'm assuming. That one's pretty obvious, I would say. I'm saying these things out loud, but I guess I could write it in, but we'll see. Saipe Pekamas. We always sin. Oh my. Oh wait, okay, that's 5, sorry. 4. Dadasma. Praise me. You praise me. They blame me. Dadasma. That looks like a circumflex. Dadasma. Ch.1. Me. You praise me, they blame me. Right? See that second singular. This one's third plural. Saipe Pekamas. We always sin. Oh my. If it makes sense, put these in order. We always sin. just wrote the error out. No, I didn't write them out, but I said them out loud for the ones earlier. Qui debemus cogitare? Qui debemus cogitare? Okay, so what do we ought to know? What do we ought to know? And of course, if you want to, feel free to always pause the video before I say out the answer, so you can have some time to think about it. Okay, what do we ought to know? Or what do we ought to think? Actually, that's what do we ought to think? Perhaps a good question. Debemus, what do we ought to think? What must we think? What must we think? What must we think? What do we ought to think? Either one of those would work. What do we ought to think? What must we think? I would go with what must we think for conciseness there, but either one is fair game. The first time I learned it was what do we ought to think, if I remember correctly. Let's see. I wanted to confirm the quid part. That was over here in the bottom. Okay. I'll just write this in. Technically, this is what do we ought to think. It's the more literal translation from a textbook perspective. For example, so what do we ought? So that goes with this first person, plural, present, to think. Seven, conservate me. Conservate me, that's pretty obvious. Save me, conserve me. Save me. Oh my gosh. Preserving, conserving, maintain me. Okay. You could say save me if you want. That sounds really weird. Conserve me? I guess you could say preserve me? That sounds even weirder. Oh my gosh. Maintain me sounds a bit demanding, but I guess you could say maintain me has a nice sort of alliteration to it. The M's, labial M's, liquids. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Remove a lot. Rumor flies. Rumor flies. Already gives you volo, volare. Rumor. I don't believe it gives you rumor, but rumor is pretty obvious. It looks like what it is. You can just say rumor flies. You don't have to say rumor it flies. I know that's you can put in parentheses possibly, but like you can say rumor parentheses it flies, but just take off the it. And just rumor flies works perfectly fine. Me non amount while you're translating. Me non amount. Okay, so oh, he loves me not, if I'm not mistaken. Or you could say, he does not love me, if I'm not mistaken. I like the first translation better. He loves me not. Sounds like that Little Mermaid scene when she's plucking that flower. Or whenever you see someone plucking flowers. Whatever that thing is. Flower petals, anyway. Plucking flower petals, but what is the action of that called? It's like a scrying thing. Okay, whatever. Nihil me teret. Nihil me teret. Okay. Nihil. Teret. Usually, that's like strange. He is not terrified. Nothing terrifies him. I guess no, because there's me in there, me. That would be myself. He terrifies him. Why is nihil in there then? So nihil is a noun. Nothing. So let's say S. Okay. So usually the verb should hold the subject to some extent. He is not terrified. Nothing me. That is strange. I have to look into that. Nihil me teret. Teret. Tereo. He is not. Nothing terrifies me. But Terrifies, okay. I have to look into this. I'm not quite sure. Nihil mutant. Nihil mutant, just to confirm. Looks like another person was also wondering about this. Nothing frightens me. That is strange. So you're saying that nothing is acting as the subject, in a way, and me as the object. Huh. Okay, I guess so. That's an interesting way to see it. We'll just say this is nothing that terrifies me. As obvious as that is, anyway. And say this is like the subject, the one doing the verb, the object, the one receiving the verb. This is the verb. Okay. Apollo, my say base, but Apollo, he always saves me. Apollo always saves me. That's what I'm assuming this says. Apollo. Okay. Okay. Apollo always saves me. Yes, me is acting as the object in a way. Same or similar idea here. A picture of Apollo saving someone from falling down a cliff or something like that. Some sort. Apollo always saves me. Okay. That's funky there. Okay. Let's see. Salvete crivitatus. Salvete. Hello, everyone, or hello, you all. What do you all see? We see nothing. Okay. I guess I'll just write it in. I want to say hello all. It's a plural. You can say hello you all. Hello you all. I see nothing. Some is great. Okay, so you always think nothing. Oh, that's kind of mean. But I guess from a meditation, like a Buddhist perspective, that's not so bad. You always think nothing. If I'm not mistaken, that's what it means. Let's look into that. So 14. Pistasi quintodas. The C's are always pronounced. In Latin, there aren't any silent C's. Pistas. C todas. Give twice. Okay. You give twice if you give quickly. You give twice. You give twice if you give quickly. Let's see. Das. We could change that to plural as well, second plural. Datus, I'm assuming. Bis datus si quintodatus. Y'all give twice if y'all give quickly. If I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look into that. Okay, so 15. Si vales, valeo. If you are strong, I am good. If you are well, I am well. Si vales. Let's put exclamation mark. If you are well. So now we're going to this. Okay. Quid videt. Quid videt. agree with it. I'm assuming. Okay. Don't nihil. This is don't nihil. If I'm not mistaken. Don't nihil. So look into that. You ought not to breathe me. So debis non laudame. Debis non laudame. I'm assuming it's this. You ought not to praise me, if I'm not mistaken. How to look into that. Just confirm, of course. Let's see. If I err, he often warns me. Si ero monet saipe, or si ero saipe monet. Let's go with that. Si ero saipe monet. It has a nice flow to it. Here he outdoors me. And I'm about to see ladas me. Ladas. It doesn't even clarify if it's singular or plural because he doesn't say you all. Okay, so laudas or laudatas? Sorry, not laudas. La amo. Amatus. Amas. Amatus. So it's probably one person, but we'll just go with it. Just both forms. If you love me, if y'all love me, conserva or conservate. Conserva. Serva. You can say serva or servate. Let's just say, let's use serva. I wonder if amable te has a plural form, because then that would change what I'm doing here. To look into that. And also say conserva. So it's maybe plural. This is plural. It's plural there. Let's look into this. Sorry about that. Question mark. If someone knows whether or not amable te has a plural form, please let me know in the comments below. That would be great. I believe we're done here. I'll just leave it at that. Just giving you some fun stuff over here. Salve discipuli. Hello, student. Or salve discipuli. Or discipuli. Salvete discipuli. Et discipuli. discipuli, salve magister, or magistra, magistra, salve magister. Okay. Volete discipuli et discipuli, volete discipuli et discipuli, vale magister, or magistra, vale magistra. Okay. Okay, I guess it's different. If I'm not mistaken, probably different. Yes, female, male, that's what he's saying here. That's about something. Okay. Just saying this out loud. Magister being feminine, magister being male. Creed est nomen tibi. Creed est nomen tibi. What's your name? Creed est nomen tibi. Creed est nomen tibi. Nomen mihi est Mark. Mihi sounds cute. Okay, Mark, Brennan. How about nomen mihi est Marcus? My name is Marcus. Well, thank you for watching, and please feel free to let me know of any suggestions that you have for me in terms of how I present my videos. I'm open to learning what I can do better into presenting these videos, and I try to also list any sources that would help you, and also to list timestamps if possible. And of course, you can also help out by adding in annotations of some sort. Whatever that you want to communicate with me, that would be great. Thank you so much. All right, bye. Thank you. And I'm just